What's up, fam? Welcome to Monday Musings with Kissa, where I share what the heck happened last week, what I have going on this week, and a story time, not in that particular order. This is the video companion to my Substack newsletter that I send out on Thursdays, so if you're not already subscribed, there's a button somewhere here where you could do so, and content as of this recording is currently free. Alright, y'all, let's be real. It is not Monday, it is Tuesday. I'm making coffee. So I took the day yesterday to kind of just reset, get my bearings, and something happened, which I'm very disappointed in myself about, but give me a sec. Okay. Sorry for all the background noise. This is just life. Vacuum robot's going. I'm making my coffee. Okay, as I was mentioning, let's get into last week first. So last week was my birthday week, which is really nice. I wasn't really looking forward to it per se, but I also wasn't dreading it or anything like that. But it was just another regular week. And so my birthday fell on a Friday. And so the beginning of the week was just your normal regular week. We were able to make a decision on some funding stuff, so that was taken care of. And then at the end of the week, we decided to keep the kids home on Friday for our outing. And so on Friday, it was so sweet. The kids and Charlie took me out to lunch. We went to this restaurant called Kura, which is the kids' favorite restaurant. They call it Sushi Train, because it's one of those conveyor belt sushi restaurants. So we went there for lunch, which was really nice. And then we got back, we relaxed at home for a little bit. And then we took the kids to the YMCA because we're members there. And we did a family swim session before their swim classes because they take swim on Fridays. So that was really nice. And then on Saturday, Charlie's parents came over and we hung out with them. They took us out to dinner. And then on Sunday, I had family over because one of my aunts was in town from out of town. So we hosted them. The kids played in the backyard. One of the kids' baby cousins, my nephew, got to come over and hang out and play. So it was a beautiful weekend spent with family, and that's amazing. And then on Friday, I believe, was it Friday or Thursday, I get an email from just someone I didn't know. And they had sent an email saying they would like to speak to whoever is in charge of our marketing and PR, and I'm like, that's me. And it was actually Chef George Duran. And so if you follow Food Network, or if you're a fan of the Food Network, he had a show on Food Network called Ham on the Street. And he's a celebrity chef, and he had emailed me personally, actually, because he is doing a segment on Good Morning America, and he's going to be highlighting ube this particular time. And he reached out because he wanted to feature our products. So we might be on Good Morning America, you guys. So that was an amazing email. I had a call with him scheduled for Monday. And that's the thing that I wanted to tell you. I am so disappointed in myself because I had a meeting with him, and mind you, I don't get meetings like this often, right? Most of the time, the meetings that I have are standing meetings, but I'm also, pretty good at staying on top of my stuff. But yesterday, which was Monday, after coming off the coattails of just an eventful weekend, in my head, I didn't have any calls until 10:30, which was a standing weekly meeting that I have with one of my friends. And lo and behold, that was not true, Kissa. You actually had a call with Chef George, at 10 a.m. And girl, I missed it. Oh my God, I was mortified. I was so disappointed. I signed on 5 minutes late, and he was no longer there. Totally get it, because he's a busy man and he should not be waiting for me to be responsible. And so I emailed him right away and I apologized and I just said, you know, I'm so sorry for the mishap. But he had emailed me at the exact same time, and he emailed and he let me know why he wanted to have the call and it was about Good Morning America. So I'm grateful by God's grace that the opportunity is still happening, because he does not have to pick me. He does not have to pick us to feature on Good Morning America. He could pick someone else. Yet he was still like, it's okay. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to email, see if they're still interested, and go from there. So thank God he was still interested. We are sending him samples, and the segment is supposed to air on July 25th. So I'm sure I'll hear from him once he receives the product. But yeah, I mean, what a great opportunity. So this week, let's jump into this week, right? Gotta get away from this stinking vacuum robot. Okay, so off the top of my head, this week, the plan, sending stuff to Chef Duran, doing that. On the weekend, Charlie is very, very busy this weekend. He actually has a ton of pop-ups that he's doing. So he is doing his weekly farmer's market at Kaiser in Woodland Hills. And then on top of that, he has a pop-up on Saturday at Creme Caramel in Sherman Oaks. And then on top of that, he's going to be popping up on Sunday at Cafe Aficionado in Northridge. So he has a busy full week this week, especially toward the end of the week. So we're trying to do some stuff, some personal projects here at the beginning, top of the week while we can. And I am going to go spend time with family once again, and I'm going to be going to watch The Phantom at the Pantages on Saturday night. So I'm going to be spending time with my other side of the family, and going to go watch that. So it's going to be a really busy end to the week. But the beginning of this week, we're trying to get personal projects done and production, because we have a wholesale order that needs to be delivered on Thursday. So yesterday we ordered raw ingredients and stuff. And so we're just kind of doing what we can and maximizing our time as days go by, because it's going to be a packed weekend. Okay, y'all, it's a new day, but I wanted to expand more on the idea of my story time when I was talking about how I messed up and I missed a meeting that could have potentially gone really badly for me, because it was a great opportunity. And I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, man, how do I just take my meetings more seriously when you're at the beginning of a business where you don't really have a lot of meetings yet, but you know at some point you will, right? And there's something that I had created. It was a shortcut for my iPhone where I created a Siri shortcut where if I press the button, the shortcut will run and it will greet me. It'll say, "Good morning, Kissa. Today is whatever the date is." It'll tell me what the weather is like today in the city where I live in. And then it'll give me a rundown of all my meetings for the day, today only. And then it'll play a specific playlist that I assigned it to. In this case, it was my worship playlist. So I stopped using it because I honestly didn't have very many events that I needed to keep track of. But the tool has been there. And so now it is something that I'm going to take more seriously and start using again. So I figured I could show you guys what that looks like. And then if that's something that you guys want, then maybe that's something that I can share with y'all if you want it. So yeah. I just feel like even if I don't have meetings like that every single day, I want to be in practice, have these business practices and these good habits so that when I do have more meetings, when there are a lot of opportunities on the table, I already have the systems in place and I'm not going to have to scramble to find something that works for me when I'm crazy busy already. So I'm going to take this time to just really take advantage of that and then use it. Even if it just says drop off the kids, pick up the kids, if that's all that I really have on my calendar. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I think this is the easiest way to show you. This is just my phone on my lap. But this shortcut is what I created here. It's called Morning Routine. So if I break that down for you, this is what the shortcut looks like. This is the command, find calendar events. The start date is today, and then these are the calendars that it's pulling from. It's sorted by date, the oldest one first, and then how many items there are. And then, so these are like all the prompts. So it'll say how many events there are, otherwise mention that there's no events, and then also get the weather at my current location. So if I ran this and I'm not home and I'm in a different place, say I'm in like Hawaii, it will grab the location based on where I am in that moment, and then it'll tell me the weather conditions, the high and the low, what it actually feels like, because God knows it could say 80, but it's going to feel like it's 90. And then, it also turns on my bedroom lights, because I used to use this right when I woke up in the morning. As I'm getting ready, I let it run. So this is what Siri actually says to me. Oops. So it says, good morning, Kissa. Today's date is the current date. It currently feels like this temperature in this city. Today's high is the rounded number, and the low is you have X amount of events today. It reads out all my calendar events, and then make it an amazing day today. After that, it plays my worship playlist on Apple Music, and that's it. So it pulls all of that. It pulls all of that information from up here. All of these commands, where it says current date, feels like, the city, the rounded number, all of that information is being pulled from this formula that's created right above. So from here, what I did is, I shared it and then added it to my home screen. And then as you can see, it's right here on my home screen at the very top. So once I press that button, it'll run. And here is what it sounds like.
Good morning, Kisa. Today's date is July 15th, 2026 at 9:38 a.m. It currently feels like 88 degrees Fahrenheit in Los Angeles. Today's high is 100 and the low is 68. You have 7 events today, city business. Kids drop off. Kids pick up. Leaders Club. Prep dinner. WH Farmers production. Plug-in car. Make it an amazing day today.
And then it goes ahead and plays my worship playlist. And that's it. So if that is something that might be helpful for you, it's definitely helpful for me as long as I use it. And I say this to people all the time that want to get more productive. You can have all the tools. There's so many different tools. The tool isn't the magic that's going to make you more productive. It's you actually maximizing those apps, that planner, that notebook, whatever system that you decide that you're going to use. It's you actually using it and applying it to your daily, weekly life. If you don't use it, it's not going to work for you. So if this is something you'd like me to share, let me know in the comments. I would love to share it with you.